Hi everyone and welcome to the concluding episode. We really hope you all learned about reconciliation and other relevant information. Just as a final say, I highly recommend watching Damon Gameau's documentary, That Sugar Trip, that I mentioned in my podcast. It was really eye-opening for me how marginalised the Australian Indigenous community is and the lack of understanding of nutrition in their community again. It isn't spoken about enough, especially in mainstream media. I really would like it to be a top priority soon.
So for my episode about the topic of language, my key recommendation was the resource, the Indigenous Languages Report, which was recently published this year, which is an amazing resource from Indigenous organisations all about language and about myths that can be debunked about language. Anything you want to know is in this report, so I highly recommend that you check it out.
My key recommendation is that you look up raisetheage.org.au and please consider signing their petition. The low age of criminal responsibility is harming children, particularly Indigenous children, and while this won't fix everything, keeping children out of jail is a good start.
I think aside from reading Sand Talks by Tyson Yunkaporta, the key recommendation from my episode of education would be to have conversations with people around you. As everyone in Melbourne is kind of entering back into this normal life or something that kind of resembles it, it's important to start having conversation about things that are going on around you. The treaty, sacred Jab Wrong trees, and the Black Lives Matter movement in Australia discuss these things. Don't shy away from them because you don't know much about them. Find out what your friends know, share what you know with them, be curious, and always be respectful.
So the key recommendation in my episode, Constitutional Reform, is to go on the Uluru Statement from the Heart.org website, to read all of the resources they have in there, to read the Uluru Statement from the Heart, listen to all of the dialogues, and really understand what the Uluru Statement from the Heart's calling for, why a constitutionally enshrined voice to the Parliament is so important, and to vote yes on the referendum when it's called.
Also, guys, we have provided some links below to some online media and literature for further reading and viewing. So please remember to like and subscribe and also read our links.